Thanks a lot. Don't know what you said, but it sounded good. General intonation, I liked it. I've got, I don't know what to say because words never really seem good enough to match up to feelings. No, so I find that, but you know, I suppose I don't really know. I'm here to talk, to try to talk, and the reason I'm here is because I like trying to talk, and because maybe I find it helpful. I think it is helpful sometimes to try and talk, you know, to talk. I've got, I don't know what to say because words never really seem good enough to match up. I've got this machine that feelings here that records things. But you know, I suppose I don't know. I wanted to try to talk. I wanted to try, and the reason using this machine, the reason I wanted to try using this because I think that maybe I find it helpful. I think it is helpful sometimes to try and talk, you know, to talk. I wanted to try using this because I want to face up. I've got I want to take responsibility basically for what I'm saying. I don't know what to say because words never really seem good enough to match up. I've got this machine that feelings here that records things. Anyway, that's that. I wanted to try using that thing, this machine. It's a box on the floor. I mean, it doesn't have to be on the floor, but it is on the floor. Goes on like that. I wasn't thinking about you because I couldn't think about you. I couldn't think about you because I hadn't met you yet, but I've been practicing for you. I went to art school because I wasn't sure what to do. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Because when I was a kid, I was into I read a lot of books, and I was into books, and I was into art, I was into music. In the end, I decided to go to art school because I wasn't really, because I thought that at art school you could do what you wanted, really. And, so in the field of art, it seemed like you could do all the other things as well, And I've always thought that it was stupid to have schools for different things, really, because I don't think it's possible to separate anything. Everything's got everything in it, and anything that anyone tries to do or makes, is like a form of what I would think of as what people call art. And so I feel like it's stupid to have different departments. But when I was at art school, when I went to art school, I was doing like still lives and paintings of people, and when in the first year at art school, I suddenly thought, or I realised, or I thought that I didn't know what I was doing. Basically, when I was painting, I was just waving my arms around, in midair, and I was just going by I was choosing colours because I liked the colours, and I was making paintings that were like painters that I liked, and I didn't know why I felt like there was no reason for that. I felt like as if I was just it was like I was a victim of my own taste, and I made things with nice colours, I wanted to try and understand why I was doing. I wanted to try and understand why something would end up like what it ends up like, and so I stopped painting because it was too cloudy, and I thought but also I was thinking, why am I doing paintings, and then I thought, the reason I'm doing paintings is because I'm in a painting department at art school. And then I thought, that's really bad, I thought, why should I, I thought it's stupid to decide what you're going to do before you're going to do it, because you don't know what's going to happen in the future. So if you decide I'm going to make a painting, that's wrong, because how do you know that you want to make? How do you know that you will want to make a painting by the time you come to make the painting? Because you have to buy the materials first. So it's more or less a time problem, I suppose. But because if you're going to do something, you have to plan to do it, and I think that's wrong because it goes against reality, which is unpredictable. So I stopped doing paintings, and I thought I'll try to make something without deciding what it's going to be, you know. So more or less, I tried to design it in my head, I suppose, you know, without finding any materials. I tried to think, right, I'm going to start from zero and try and do something, but I don't know what it's going to be, and I don't know where it's going to be. So then I thought, so I was trying to think, how can I start doing anything, really, you know? And I eventually thought, all right, like, but as I think about this now, I think it was a flawed decision. But the decision I made was that what I was doing was trying to make something to look at, and so that was what I was trying to do. And the reason I was trying to define what I was trying to do was to try and be able to do what I was trying to do, you know. So I thought I'll try. So I thought, okay, I'm trying to make something to look at, and I suppose I must have thought that because I was in an art school, you know, which is a visual type of a place. But and I think that's wrong now, because of course, you know, it could have been like music or sound or whatever, you know. But anyway, I decided I'm going to try and make something to look at, you know. So then so that was the first decision, and then I thought, right, well, where can that thing to look at, where can it possibly be? You know, where can it? Because I was thinking, where could it be, this thing that I don't know what it's going to be to look at? And I thought, well, you know, it could be on a wall, you know, because if something's on a wall, then people, you know, whose eyes face out their heads like that, you know, they can look at it if it's on a wall, you know. So I thought, all right, that's good, you know. That was like the second decision. You know, I'm going to make something for a wall, you know, to look at. And this is the thing. This is the thing I made, you know. So once I had the wall in mind, I thought, right, you know, what can I do? What shape could I make on the wall, you know? And the first thing I thought of was just making a kind of flat shape, you know. And I thought, because I thought I can't use any materials because I don't know what. There would be no reason why I would use like any materials, because I can't think of a reason why I would be able to decide to use a material. So I thought I must try to use the same material as the wall, you know, just the wall material. And the first shape I thought of making was the most simple shape, which is just be like a flat wall, you know. But then I thought, but if I just do a flat wall, you know, and if it's the same colour as the wall, you know, it'd just be like a wall. So then I thought, you know, that is not good enough. You know, you need to be able to see that something has happened, you know. So then I thought, okay, I'll build something out from the wall, and then, but I didn't want to build something like straight out, because I felt like the thing must. I felt like. I mean, I think that I felt like it's. I feel like it's very difficult to draw lines between things, you know. Because if you draw a line, it's like judging. Like that's the edge, and that's over there, and that's over there, you know. So I didn't want to draw any line because I didn't want to decide really anything. Wanted to decide as little as possible. So I tried to make it so there was no line between the work and the wall. So the work comes out in a curve from the wall, and that's this thing here. And then I decided that I couldn't think of any reason to make it any colour, so it's always going to be the same colour as the wall. And then I decided on the shape and the material, and so then I had to decide on the size of the thing. and I decided to just make it big enough so that you could easily paint over it. So this is painted over using a kind of roller thing. So I made sure that you could paint over it easily. And yeah, that's. So that kind of the thing about that kind of protrusion from the wall was that I always thought that was difficult. I was uncomfortable about it because it had to be in one specific place, you know. And in the end, I made this work which is using balloons, and this came from more or less a similar process to the previous one of trying to start from nothing and thinking, trying to figure out a way of making something without deciding. And so I was thinking that everywhere you go is full of air, and air always takes on the shape of the room, the people. And so I tried to figure out a way of using air to make a work. I thought it was a perfect material. And the first thing I thought of was like making a massive balloon that was like the size of the room. And but then I thought that was a bad idea because it would have to be a different size in every different room, you know. So then I figured out to just buy off-the-shelf party balloons, and they were filled with air, and so the work just always fills the space, or it fills I decided to fill half of the space, but you know, to allow room for people to get into the room, and. Just to go back to this, after I made this, everybody, like when people saw it, you know, they thought, oh, yeah, it's like a, you know, pregnant belly, or it's like a breast, or it's like you know, someone kicked a football from the other side of the wall, and I was thinking, you know, that you know. And I had not intended to, like, consciously to make anything like that. But I remember thinking that, you know, that it seemed really clear that whatever you put into something, or whatever you think you're putting into it, you know, what other people get from it is not the same as that, you know. And I feel like there's always I feel like when you make something, like, you know, like making something is like trying to narrow down the whole world into a point, you know, or like a delineated exact shape. And it's like trying to narrow down the world like that to this point, and then other people look at that point, you know, but they can't see what went into getting to that point, you know. And I feel like, well, I feel aware. I feel like that. Well, I feel as if that is what I think. she's here with me as well. I'm addicted to these. You get them from Boots. Boots is a shop in England, and I brought lots of them with me. So I was, after I did this kind of work with this kind of protrusion, that I felt like after that I decided to try to make some kind of work where what I put into it was sort of visible. So I tried to make work where the process of making it was visible, And that's what got me into trying to write music, because I thought that a piece of music, is basically you see it or you hear it being made, And then I was thinking about trying to make a sculpture that was more like a piece of music, or a visual work that was more like a piece of music where you see it happening in front of you. And that's this work which is just the lights going on and off in the building, in the room. The lights go on and off every 5 seconds. That was more or less a little experiment to try to make something that was like a piece of music, so it kind of fills the room. It doesn't matter where you look. It doesn't matter. Because that's the weird thing about, I feel like that's the weird thing about visual things, is that you basically usually have to look in a certain place, and that's very different from music, where you can kind of wander around and kind of listen to the music, So this piece, I was trying to make a visual work that was kind of like a piece of music, so it doesn't matter where you look or when you look, I don't know what's happening there. I suppose the main thing that I think is that oneself cannot know. You cannot know what you're doing, when you're doing it, and you are not to be trusted. I've been trying to make work in the light of that. So when I started getting into trying to write music, I thought of trying to write lyrics, but and I thought I would try to write about my feelings, because I feel as if feelings rule my life. They're the most important things in the world are feelings. Because the way you feel it seems like that's everything, or it dominates everything that you do. So I thought I'd try and write a song where I wrote about my feelings, but I feel like it's very difficult to find words that match up to feelings, because feelings, you can't see them, they're not real thing. You know, they're not, or they're a real thing, but they're not it's like a blobby thing, you know. and I also I feel like feelings are also not to be trusted, because often they come up, they're very changeable, you know. And I often think that people, you know, run away from. I think run away from things that I want, you know, and so I feel like it's nothing is to be trusted exactly, and so I thought when I was trying to write a song about my feelings, and I thought that since I can't trust my feelings, maybe my feelings are the exact opposite of what I feel, what I really feel. You know, I thought of trying to write down the opposite of what I felt. You know, and I thought maybe if I can write the opposite of what I feel, it'll be more, you know, be closer to what I really feel. Anyway, so then I wrote this song. It's called "I Like Things." Cheers. I wanted to show you, so I've been trying to work on some dancing, I've been trying to make work with people in their bodies, and I got into it because I was thinking that I was trying to analyse what I was doing when I was making my work, and I was thinking that whatever I do, whatever I try to do or make, and with whatever materials, you know, it always involves before that, it always involves moving your body, you know. So it doesn't matter what you're doing, making a phone call or, you know, doing a painting, you know. You have to be able to move. So I thought that maybe, you know, I should forget about making anything and just try and concentrate on the movements of the body. And I made this. I made this piece with people kind of running. Oh yeah, I made this with people vomiting. Well, I suppose I was. Oh, there. I hear it. You can't hear the sound, which is probably good. But the sound is very clear, and the sound is of a girl vomiting. It's the actual recorded sound. And I think this was, but I'm just kind of looking back on it now. I suppose that, you know, the point of that was like to me, the point of that is that it's a film of someone making something, using their body. And I'm trying to find. So then I did this piece with people running, and there. So I did this. This was. I thought I must try and make something with people moving their bodies. So I thought to make it. I thought, well, I need to make it obvious that people are moving. So I should have people like moving as fast as they can. So I got people to sprint, to run as fast as they could. And I did this first of all in the Tate Gallery in London, and I thought it was a good place to do it because, normally people don't run in galleries, and so it would be obvious, that something was kind of happening. So and after I did that, then I started thinking about doing more things with people and moving their bodies, and then I started looking into like ballet and classical ballet and all different forms of dance and kind of like structured ways that the movements of the body are broken down, And I started learning about ballet, and because I wanted to try and I wanted to try and do something that didn't kind of choose between the different positions of the body. So I found the classical ballet positions, and I tried to learn about them, and I understood that there are basically 5 different positions in ballet for the body, basic 5 positions, and so I tried to make a dance that uses these positions always equally, and I'm going to try and show that to you now. Because I find like the combination of music and words, or music and dance, it's always a difficult thing. I don't know how to put them together. Like the song I played at the start called "Be Natural." That's a case where the lyrics of the song are the same as the chords. So be natural, be flat, be sharp, be natural. So the chords and the lyrics are the same. And in the case of the ballet, to try and join the two together, I put one chord with each position, so that then the music more or less writes itself because it goes with the dances. That's what I'm going to show you now. It goes with the positions. after that, I tried getting into doing doing a bit of the trying to use these kind of off-the-shelf ballet language. I've been trying since then to use more or less, kind of more, because who cares about ballet? It's like being a prisoner of a technique, and even though I feel like it's worth trying to stand up straight. My dad always told me to stand up straight. I think that's what ballet is all about, basically, it's like the exact opposite of staying in bed. And, I like staying in bed, but I feel like in the end, it's boring to stay in bed. So it's worth trying to stand up, basically. And anyway, but since then I've been trying to just use it like kind of usual moves. And so this dance, I'm going to show you another one that's where she just kind of goes from low. She basically goes from low down to high up, and from low down to high up like that. Let's try it. And then it's with this song which is a song about trying to think. I got myself into a mind trap, and now I'm looking for a mind trap map. Got myself into a mind trap, and now I'm looking for a mind trap map. I can't get out of this mind crap. I'm looking for a mind crap gap. Left and right and up, down and around and back. Into a mind trap, and now I'm looking for a mind trap map. I can't get out of this mind crap. I'm looking for a mind crap gap. So I feel like I'm talking too much, and I don't want to go on, and so I'd be happy to answer any questions because it's much easier to answer questions than it is to do whatever the opposite of answering questions is. Lately, but it's good if the lights on. I would not ask a question if I was you. No, I don't like asking. I like asking questions, but maybe not in public. Well, yeah.
Can you play some music?
All right. If you're feeling bad and your thoughts are sad, pass them on to someone else. Pass them on, pass them on, pass them on, pass them on. Pass your bad feelings on, pass them on. Pass them on, pass them on, pass them on. Pass them on. To someone else, like a friend or a relative, like a friend or a relative. Like a friend. All right. I'm the one for you. I'm your two. You're the one for me. You're my three. We make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You make me laugh. You make me cry. You make me try. You make me sigh. You make me lie. You make me buy. You're my sign. You're my time. You're my rhyme. You're my 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You make me talk. You make me think. You make me smoke. You make me drink. You're like depth. You're like height. You're like light. You're like sight. You help me see. You make me free. You let me be. You make me me. I'm the one for you. I'm your two. You're the one for me. You're my three. feel like the problem is to try to stop thinking, you know. And if only you could stop thinking, you know, life might be a bit nicer. And I feel like, you know, thinking is like trying to control feelings, you know, and but the real life, you know, life's in the feelings, you know, not in the thinking. And I don't know, I don't really know what I'm doing, but this song is called Thinking, Not Thinking. And there's one chord for thinking and another chord for not thinking. And there's a gap in the middle to let me change chords. I feel like if your goal is not to think, you know, if your goal is not to think, then the problem is that you'll never know if you achieve your goal. You know, and I think that's more or less the problem with everything, really. Because I don't know why I'm here, you know, except I said yes, you know. I feel like, but, you know, I think it's good to say yes. My instinct is always to say no. And then they usually say, oh, okay then. You know, because I'm really scared of missing anything, I think, you know. I suppose it depends, you know, because if it's a negative question, then, you know, the answer might be no. But now I don't know. Now I really don't know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to work on the show. I've got a show next week here in Greece. I mean, I know you know we're in Greece, but for me it's unusual to be in Greece, so I think that's why I mention it. Sorry though, but you know. So we're in Greece and we're here, and this is and I've got a show next week because I came here to try to work a bit, you know, and because I think, you know, it's good to get out of the house and you know, try and go to different places. I've never been to Greece before, and I learned a lot about it at school. I've been trying to just work. I've been trying to work and desperately think of something to do for the exhibition next week. And I find that I'm finding that difficult. I think the problem is, the problem is like committing yourself to something, and so, and it's like, but I think working is, kind of like jumping off a cliff, into the water, and then if you can do that, if you can jump off the cliff, then you basically when you're in the water, you just have to swim, and but the problem, so then it's like you just have to swim, because if you don't, you'll drown. But the problem is when you're still on the cliff side, kind of like trying to decide whether to jump or not, and that's what I feel like at the moment. I don't know what to do. I don't want to go on too long. And I'll wipe my hands, that'll make me feel better. Meaning?
Yes. When you expose something, when you show something, after, are you looking for a meaning?
Am I looking for a meaning?
A meaning.
Yeah. No, but I think that, well, if what you mean by meaning is a kind of strong feeling in the heart, then that is exactly what I'm looking for. Like I think that what I want, basically I think when I work to try to make my life better, that's what I'm doing. So I'm looking for excitement, or good feelings, if you like, or maybe not good feelings necessarily, but exciting feelings, and if something means, I think if something means something to you, then it's obviously important. But I'm not sure about kind of like exact meaning, like in the sense of to be able to say this means that,
A meaning for you.
But a meaning like a feeling that it's strong and yeah, I think if something means something to you, what it means is that you're willing, to get out of bed in the morning to do it, or or something like that, So, yeah, I mean that's exactly what I'm looking for. But I don't think it's possible to transfer meaning. I don't think it's really possible to transfer meaning between people exactly, because everyone's different, and so it's more like we are, together we approximate some things, but but you can't. I feel like, so in terms of like what the meaning is of what I do, I have no idea, but it means something to me, and that's why I do it. Well, that's how I'm able to do it, Although I fear that I do fear that I'm able to do it because I somehow, I've got some kind of deluded sense of myself. Because I think to do anything in the world, you almost have to kid yourself that you are important, because if you didn't do that, you would just, go in the corner and cry, which is what I do a lot, so I don't know.
How is Nefeli's meaning related to language?
To language? Well, I feel like I live in a blobby world. It's a mixture of my feelings that come up and my thoughts that go down, and it's a mixture of that. And in that soup are words. There are words in there that I kind of, and there are people in there, and there are, microphones. And then different materials and things, the whole world is like a kind of like blobby soup, basically. And in that, but I feel like words are they're a very helpful thing, exactly because they're not a thing. Because for example, I feel like I feel like some of the sculptures I've made are helpful to me in my life, because if I make I don't know if I can show you that, like a pile of wood, like a pile of wood. If I can make like a simple pile of wood, that makes me feel better. I think, oh yeah, that's simple. Or if I do like this thing with the room with the lights going on and off, that's like a really simple thing that I feel like I can understand, So then, in my world, that's like a certain thing that I can like hold on to. So it's like a hand hold in the blobby soup, But I also think the words are very helpful like that, and they're especially helpful because you can carry them around in your head, And so I like words for that reason. So when I come to Greece or wherever, I can carry, whether it's a little quote from Shakespeare or whether it's something that I'm trying to work on or whatever. Were you scratching your nose, or it's like being in an auction? Yeah. I'm not selling anything, so I am in a way. In fact, I am. Yes. The work's for sale. Yeah, I can't believe it. Yeah. Well, no, I can believe it, actually. Well, so I don't know what to do, really. Carry on. Yeah. See, I look in my notebook. Yeah, this is one of the paintings I've been doing, you know, late. I've been trying to get back into paintings. Because doing installations, I feel like sometimes doing installations, you know, it's like you're trying to control the whole world, you know. It's an impossible task. And so lately I've been thinking, you know, of trying to just do my work inside a wee rectangle, you know. And this work, I couldn't decide what brushes to use, so I bought a multi-pack of brushes. And so this painting is made with the different sizes of brush. And the composition kind of like makes itself, you know, starting from the bottom up. And I've been trying to do some paintings without looking at the painting. This is a portrait I did. So I was looking at the subject, but I had the painting. I have the painting in a box, and I do the painting without looking at it. I feel like looking at things is like sort of like trying to control them, you know. And I think working is a matter of trying to be free of your tendency to try to control things, you know. I'm feeling low, I'm feeling down, I'm feeling blue, I'm feeling brown, I'm feeling orange, I'm feeling green, I'm feeling purple, I'm feeling cream. I'm feeling scarlet. I'm feeling loose. I'm feeling maroon. I'm feeling puce. I'm feeling black. I'm feeling dead. I'm feeling yellow. I'm feeling red. I'm feeling pink. I'm feeling white. I'm feeling buff. I'm feeling white. I'm feeling up. I'm feeling bright. I'm feeling clear. I'm feeling alright. I'm feeling off-white. I'm feeling grey. I'm feeling mixed up. I'm feeling okay.
Thanks very much. And that was very, very nice of you. This is my real voice. Now, I've got this effects box, and so I've been using that to disguise my voice. Any more questions? No, because the thing about microphones is that, you know, they change your voice. You know. So I think it's important to remember that.
Oh, so, don't know what to do. But maybe that's the end, because I think it's good to finish before, before it just starts going really down, you know. Because I've got like about 100 voice effects. So I don't know, I don't have an ending worked out, as you can probably see, but I think that's why songs often fade out, you know. Okay, I'll try and do one more song. I haven't been playing this. I know, shit. To be negative, I think. It's more like life. What's the pint of it? 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 Cheers.